Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I set up for the month of July here in the Live Rich Planner by The Budget Mom. And I originally had planned to do a plan with me, but it actually took a lot longer to plan than I expected since there are a lot of sections in here, which I will get to. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys how I planned. So starting with the monthly layout, I went ahead and used stickers from the Happy Planner sticker book. It's this one right here, the Happy Memory Keeping. This one just has a bunch of dates on here and seasons, so I thought it would be nice to use up the dates since I haven't really been using any of my stickers. So I went ahead and used these stickers since the planner is undated. So as far as what's going on for the month, it is 4th of July month, but unfortunately with COVID, we are not going to be doing what we normally would be doing this month, which for the most part is a lot of beach days and just being outdoors. Watching fireworks, but it's all good. We're going to make the most of what we have here at home. My big goal for this month is to complete a homeschool project. I don't know whether to call it homeschool or not because I'm not really homeschooling. I have a soon-to-be second grader. I'm pretty much just setting up an area where it's easier for us to do distance learning. So we have all of our supplies, as well as setting up for my 3.5-year-old all of like the pre-K kind of stuff for him to keep him busy and occupied while my older son and I are learning. So that's my project that I have going on for this month. Another important thing for the month is just my son's dentist appointment at the end of the month. And then for this month's projects, I pretty much just have to homeschool set up and then my mom's birthday gift. Other than that, the only thing I have going on in the month that I have highlighted are paydays, our bills, my mom's birthday, and that's pretty much it. And then I decided to write a little, I think it's for one of my mom affirmation cards that I have. This one says, I might not see it now, but the time I'm investing in my kids matter. Personal focus for this month is to read every day. Work focus for this month, I know I'm not working right now, but I do consider YouTube work since it does take up time. And my goal is to have or post 3 videos per week. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the monthly layout. And then the next section is the personal finance section. This one was pretty easy for me to set up because I already have all my budgets done in the Budget by Paycheck workbook. So since it is a monthly layout, I still broke it down by the way we budget, which is bi-weekly. So in a month, we do budget 2 paychecks since my husband gets paid every 2 weeks. So I have made a note up here that it is for 28 days from June 26th to July 23rd. June 26th was when we got paid, and then our next payday would be July 10th. That would also be part of this July month. But then I have this ending July 23rd. That's when I would be closing out our budget for the month, because on July 24th, we would be getting paid again that would be going towards August. So that's just how I have that set up. And so far I have these paychecks in here from what I had budgeted so far. So here in the monthly expenses, I drew a line where it would end before we get paid again. So here on the 4th, that's pretty much the last bill until we get paid on the 10th. And then same thing here, I drew a line for or not same thing here, but I did draw another line for our variable expenses. And since I did have my budgets already figured out for the month of July for both paychecks, I went ahead and added it both up and put the totals here for each budget category. I did decide to add a homeschool budget as well. Again, I'm really not sure I should be calling it homeschool because it's really just activities for the boys to work on. Here on the side, I forgot to go over, there's a section for you to write down the month. And then my Y word is family. My financial goals for the month is to make an extra Navient payment, which is my student loan, to have a homeschool budget for summer, and increase our emergency fund. And areas to cut spending is specifically within the food budget. I do tie in our takeout with our grocery budget. So I put that all into one food budget. And my goal is to cut down on the takeout, so we'll see how that goes for this month. Moving on to this right side here for daily spending, I'm probably going to use it for exactly what it is, which is tracking how much we're spending each day. And then here in the middle part, I do have it set up to where our priority debt is my Navient student loan that is next to be paid off. My minimum payment for the student loan is $116.52. And as of June 10th, this was the balance, $2,629. And our current interest rate on there is at 5.55%. So I'm looking forward to filling this out. And then down here for our savings goals, for now, this is what I have. I have our emergency fund with a goal of $5,000. At first I was going to do 6, but I decided to just do 5 because that is the amount that we would need if my husband were to lose his job for us to be okay for at least 2 months. For sure, later on, we're going to increase that a little bit more so that we'll be good for 6 months. But for now, I have it set to 5,000. And the goal is to have that done by December 2020. We still do need to pay our other half, our second half of my son's dental procedure, which is $1,628. And then goal number 3 is to save for our Hawaii trip. It was actually supposed to be this September. However, with everything going on, my cousin, who was supposed to be getting married there, decided to cancel or to postpone it. So as of right now, we are looking to hopefully go next year by September 2021. So we'll see how that goes. So moving on to the personal planning section here. This one actually took me the longest time because I sat here thinking about what it was that I wanted to do. Let's go over this side first. And in this section here, it has your weekly meal prep. I haven't meal planned in a while, so this took me a little while. I had to go through our pantry to see what I could make. And I've never really meal planned for breakfast, snacks, and lunch. I've only really planned for dinner, mainly because for breakfast, I really just eat the same thing. And then for lunch, it's just whatever I can make, whatever we have. And the dinner part is usually what I plan ahead so that I make sure I have the ingredients for it. And as for the shopping list section here, my shopping list is going to be for this weekend, which is July 4th, but we're probably not going to go July 4th. It'll probably be July 5th. And my grocery items here would be going towards the meal plan that I have for next week. So that's what we have going on. As for important reminders, I just have to work on my mom's gift, mail our rent check, and then to make sure to track orders that I made over the weekend. And then for habits and goals tracker, I just put down the things that I really want to work on, which is reading, working out, waking up before the kids, and doing a 14-hour fast. So that is currently what I am working on or trying to work on. And then here on this side, my main goal again is to set up a homeschool learning area. This week's focus is to finish my mom's birthday gift. As for the housework, I've never really sectioned it off like this before. I just kind of tidy whenever I want to. So having it laid out like this is going to be kind of interesting, and hopefully I stick to the schedule. So for Monday, I just have these tasks here: laundry, tidy living room, and vacuum. And for the most part, I do have vacuum. I vacuum every single day, but to make sure that I vacuum in certain areas every day, or not every day, not necessarily every day. It's the living room we usually vacuum every single day because that's where we're at most of the time and the kids can make a mess. I pretty much have this sectioned off by Tuesday. We'll be focusing on my son's room, which my son will be helping me organize and clean. Wednesday will be just to clean the stove and mop. I haven't mopped in a long time. And then Thursday would be to clean the bathroom. And then Friday would be mine and my husband's bedroom. As for Saturday and Sunday, for the most part, that's just upkeeping with whatever else. We haven't really been focusing too much on heavy cleaning on the weekends, just kind of enjoying my husband when he's off. And then here on the side, I just have a to-do list here for YouTube, which is the videos that I do plan to put out for this week. And then a to-do list here for things I need to do for the videos I plan to film for next week. And then as for a personal to-do list, I'm working on organizing photos for my mom and then to research a couple things. Right now, I'm in the middle of researching preschools, Bible worksheets for kids, which I think I found one on Teachers Pay Teachers. But if you happen to know of any kind of like lesson plan or some kind of a guide on how to teach your kids to read the Bible, I would really appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind just leaving that in the comments below. And then I'm looking into doing some science experiments also with my son. And moving on to the weekly layout, this is just how I have it time blocked for now. I just time blocked the times that I know for sure really would happen, which has been kind of routine for us lately, which is, so for the orange, that's our meals. We usually don't start breakfast or eat breakfast until 9. That's just how I like it. The kids and I will usually hang out in the room until then, so that I feel like time, they like to wake up early. So we'll just hang out in the room for a little bit, and then at 8:30 I'll go out and start making breakfast. Sometimes 10, sometimes it's a little before that. It's usually after breakfast. My son is working on his highlights workbook, which is a workbook that bridges from 1st grade to 2nd grade, just so he's not forgetting anything over the summer. It's nothing too long, and then we'll have reading time as well. And then lunchtime is around usually 12:30 to 1. And then we do usually play outside around 3. That is the optimal time for us to play outside, because that is when the sun is no longer hitting our play area. So usually 3 o'clock or a little bit after 3 o'clock is when we'll usually play outside. And then dinner time is usually around 6. So I start prepping for dinner around 5:30. And then here in the yellow is for me. I just didn't write anything, but for me personally, I know the yellow is my personal time block to work on the things that I need to work on, whether it's reading, devotion time, workout. Sometimes I like to clean up when everyone's in bed, wash the dishes and all that stuff, and film YouTube videos usually at night. So that's usually what goes on. Here it ends at 10:30, but sometimes I don't get into bed until 1. Still kind of working on the morning routine schedule and maybe trying to utilize this 4 a.m. schedule here, but for the most part, I have been waking up at 6. If not 6, maybe around 7 is when I get up, but I try my best not to wake up with the kids. I try to wake up before them. And then here on the side is a section for you to track workouts, so I have that listed on here. And as I finish the workouts, that's when I'll write that in there. And then as for weekly notes, I just have a section where I am tracking my online orders, just so I could fill it in and maybe do a check mark when we receive it. I don't have anything here on the weekends yet. I don't know if I'm just going to use it to document what happened that day, but usually for the weekends, I don't really plan or anything that much. Maybe I'll write like a list of like a brain dump or something on there, but for now I am leaving it blank. Anyway, that is pretty much it. So, and it starts again with another personal planning section, as well as the weekly view. Maybe next time I will do a plan with me, since I won't need to do the monthly layout or the personal finance section. Really quick, I did want to make a note or let you guys know that with the highlighting, I did notice a little bit of a bleed through, or you can kind of see it here. And I did use the Zebra Mildliners highlighters here. And I am pretty heavy-handed though with it. Like, I like to go over it so that I cover the white space. So that's probably why also here it's a little bit darker than the other ones. And then also I did use my Tombow markers here, and you can kind of see it show through on the back. That doesn't really bother me as much. I don't know if it'll bother anyone else, but just so you guys know that it is showing through. And this is 70-pound paper. Overall, I think the quality of the paper is pretty awesome. I feel like I can write really nicely in it with the pen that I'm using. And for this, I did use the Muji pen in .38, and that I don't have a problem with. It's just the markers. I thought I would just let you guys know that in case that's something that maybe might bother you. So yes, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Have a great day, guys.